This map is the oldest map of the American continent ever devised, ever made. Today we are trying to divide the continent, including the Spaniards. They created it. The reason is a how can I say, it's kind of conflicting to me because what they are trying to do is to separate themselves from the American continent. They are trying to separate Europe from the American continent, and they are trying to divide the American continent to control it. It is that simple. To do that, you must control the language, you must control the name of the geography, you must divide the geography and its people. And that itself is an erroneous strategy from the Europeans. And the reason is they, after 500 years, they have not learned that we are them because they created us. They created the United States of America, and the European powers now they are utilizing the United States of America, the United States of Mexico, and the rest of the American continent to influence their themselves, their power in Europe. The United States of America have been completely overtaken by the English. Our our government is no longer a United States of America government. Today, we are an extension of the English. And some people argue that it's the other way around, that we influence the world by music, by industry like the information industry. But how can you argue that when you are destroying the name of your continent? How can you argue that you are the influential power the United States of America is, of the United States of Mexico is in Europe, when they calling they their companies, their industry is calling you letters of the alphabet. They are calling you colors. They are calling you Americans. They are calling you Africans. They are calling you Asians, and they are calling you all kind of names to divide you. To divide you. When I go and visit Europe, the Europeans, they look at me as something different than they are. Yes, by that reason alone, I observe that that is the intent of the European. The intent of the European is for their population not to identify with me, for the population not to identify with you. That is what I see. That is what I observe. Also, I observe that the European have no intention of protecting that linkage in between Europe and the American continent. They have no desire to do that. It is very simple. We are a billion people that speak Castilian. They are only at the max, let's say 30 million, 30. They are so confused and they are so conditioned to be something they have never been, and to defend it. One example of this is that they are Visigoth. The land show you that they are Visigoth. Their continuity show me that they are Visigoth. That the Cantabrian language and the Castilian language is basically the same. And they will completely defend that they are Castilians, But if you analyze the data, you will see that they are the same people, different names, because they have changed their political jurisdictions and economical jurisdictions throughout time. But the essence, the biology is the same, the language is the same, the culture is the same. And now to keep it differently, to try to keep that originality that they do not have, they call themselves Castilians. They literally mean the people of the castles. As you see, they're doing the same with the entire world. They are trying to manipulate the language to divide you. Sounds will divide you. One example of this, the Hellenes or the Greek created the language or the terminology they utilize to name places. Example, continent, continuous, continent, continuous land mass. Well, the American continent is a continuous land mass from the North Pole to the South Pole, from Canada to Chile. They are a single continent. But now they must take that apart and they call it North America, Central America, and South America. And now in Spain, right now, this moment in Spain, now they do no longer assign Central America to the islands of the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic. Now they call it the Antilles or Antillanos, the greatest Antilles. That would be Cuba, Puerto Rico, Isla Española, Jamaica. And then they call it the lesser Antilles. That would be San Croix, San Thomas. That would be Granadas, all those islands, all the way to the tip of Venezuela or the Orinoco River. So as you see right now, forces are moving to destroy the United States of America, to destroy the unity of the American continent. And all countries in Europe are involved in this, including the United States of America. They have been completely taken over by that idea of the English. Now they are English. They want to be English. They are white American English. So as you see, they are all this country has culpability, and the French have learned that the hard way a few weeks ago, when the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and the rest of the what they call it English speaking world turned around and got together and took away the contracts to build submarines from the French. So they are uniting and getting stronger by in between each other, devising techniques and strategies to become wealthier and stronger than the rest of the European. And the Spaniards have told me this, that they are very happy the United Kingdom left the European Union. My observation is the opposite. That is the beginning of the end of the European Union as it is. Because because the strength of the European is a union. It is Rome itself. When you break that apart, that you can no longer cooperate like they are have been doing since post World War II, it collapses, and war will be around the corner. No difference than when the Moros invaded the Iberia Peninsula and ran all the way into the Franks lands. So that is what is happening. This map show the reality of a single continent, a single people that the Europeans created. So this map is very important. It is so important that without this map, the world will be different. The world will be completely different. So let's do that. Let's unite the American continent. Let's unite the people of the Iberian. Let's unite the French. Let's unite the entire planet. Let's unite the United Kingdom, because they are not our enemies. We are not enemies of each other. We need to stop thinking that way. We need to stop thinking back in the gang times, back in the medieval time and before that. We need to advance humanity. We cannot longer try to compete with each other as countries. We need to stop competing and start analyzing the data and start trying to advance the entire planet, the entire societies of these planets, because there are many. There are many societies. There are many what I call motorcycle gangs. There are many ethnic groups. And we must protect each one of them and stop that craziness of trying to advance some people on the back of others. We need to stop that. We must become advanced men, and we must stop being primitive men. Saludos.